What is going on, everybody, and welcome to another beta of Memoirs. And today, when you thought it was going to sell, it did not sell. There's a lot going on. There was a lot going on with Governor Cuomo today in New York for sexual harassment. There was a lot about vaccination cards in New York as well. There was a lot going on this morning. The Mr. B, President Biden came out and started talking about eviction moratorium again, even though it's already been expired. He has some other thoughts and ideas. It just doesn't stop. So the buy the dip theory is working, but the concern there is that one of these times it's not actually going to work. Every time we've got some heavy news, we have been selling pretty hard, but everybody's been picking it right back up. Being said, we've been playing range here for quite a while. We've had some major news reports and sold off, only to pick it back up and pull it up. The thing is a lot of the news reports aren't bad enough. There is no bad new news. And I think that is what is not causing the market to go down. People understand that there's a lot of the inflation concerns, and so people are purchasing stock as a commodity, right? There's not a lot else out there that is cheap at the moment. Land, as we all know, property, as we all know, has also skyrocketed through this whole pandemic as well. So being said, stock is one of the cheaper things, cheaper assets that can be bought at the moment to combat inflation. So this can be why all dips are essentially being bought. Being said, there's still some wild cards out there. There's still a lot going on. We still got some numbers coming out. We still have earnings this week. We have a lot of earnings tomorrow night. Tonight we had some. Baba didn't do so hot today, but tomorrow after close we got Uber, Roku, Etsy, Fastly. We do have GM in the morning. We have CVS in the morning. We have Moderna Thursday before open, and DraftKings on Friday. We still got Beyond Meat, still got Fiber. There's still a lot going on this week. And then we got job numbers on Friday. So that is a big one that could potentially influence the markets. No, normally throughout the week, again, there isn't really a lot. There isn't anything new, right? Like, we know where Powell stands. Powell has not changed the tune, although they keep talking about rate raises in November. But you also have the different variants, and Biden's been pushing about mandating vaccines. You have private companies doing that. I think Microsoft also, if any individuals enter Microsoft, they have to provide a card, I believe, as well, as what also passed today. So everybody is taking the vaccination very seriously in that fashion, that they want people to get vaccinated. Then you have the other side that doesn't believe in it. And so it's flip-flopping. It really just depends on what happens with that. But apparently the news, with all that news that kind of came out all at the same time, the market does like that. I think that's why we had to push up because of that, because of the vaccination stuff. It provides some kind of stability, some kind of, at least mentally, for what can happen in the market, right? The uncertainty kind of goes away a little bit. I mean, scientifically, maybe not, but ultimately the market sees it as a positive. I think that's why we pushed up today. Aside from that, there really wasn't any other reason to be pushing up other than buy the dip. And that's all that we've been seeing, is every time we've had news, buy the dip, had news, buy the dip. Had news, buy the dip, news, buy the dip. That's all we've been doing. We are running extremely hot and extremely high. I've been saying this multiple times. Yes, you don't know what's going to happen. It could run 6 months straight up, and it can go indefinitely almost, right? It really doesn't matter, right? It's just playing what is in front of you, and the market does go up more often than it goes down. But being said, we have been running extremely hot since March. Nothing has really happened since that point. as much as we would like it to go down. It does look like it wants to roll over, but it is consolidating. Just something to keep in mind. Are we going to eventually roll over? What's going to be that one catalyst that's going to push us over or not? I'm not saying we're going to crash, but I just think even a correction like this again would be nice, just to alleviate some of the strain. The stocks are tired, but they're still trying to pump them. But being said, QQQ actually is also playing range just like the market is. It's still looking strong. Qs still look strong. There again, no reason to not to. The VIX selling off some. The VIX is still. I was looking at this even on the daily. It's starting to kind of curve up, so that VIX, the worries and concerns, basing essentially where it's been basing at, is starting to move up a little bit more because we are curving up. Not that that really means anything, but ultimately, I think if we do start basing up a little bit higher, I think at some points what's going to happen is we'll have a bigger push up in general. But we're going to have to see how that works out. Tesla, I think, is dead in the dirt. Again, I don't have any watch lists, so if you're looking for a watch list until the market has a good reset or I see something, we are getting out of earnings. So at this point, it's kind of, especially around this particular area, more concentrating on the state of the market and what's going on as opposed to talking about specific tickers. Because right now, tickers, they're really hard to call right now. Yes, there's a lot of mid cap and there's a lot of small caps that have been beaten down. But there's been a lot of movements in the FANG stocks and growth stocks. Being said, that's all to do with the policies and the stuff with China and the virus and everything that's going on right now. So until that stuff gets figured out, like there won't be really a lot of movement and everything else, or unless they come out with a rate cut, which again is uncertain. Everything is uncertain. This is why we're getting the movement that we're getting, and none of it makes sense. So Tesla, I think, is pretty much done from this point. It hit, I think the top was 726. Could be wrong, may start basing here. If it does start basing, I could possibly see it move up. Else I could possibly see this start pulling back. Tesla, I think, is going to play range. I don't see this breaking out and hitting 1,000 until something changes. As long as there's more certainty in the market, possibly. But right now there's uncertainty. And again, it's been doing nothing but this up until earnings. So, and chip shortage is another big thing to keep in mind. Google has been holding strong. Actually been looking at getting into this. We'll see what happens if the market can hold. I think Google can do well. ZM is kind of just virus concerns. Amazon, I did play this. I did capture this on this middle Bollinger Band bounce. Want to see if this continues tomorrow. It might be a play to tomorrow. If the market wants to continue up, I can see this recovering some. I wouldn't expect it to run all the way back to all-time highs. I do not expect that with Amazon, but you can at least see some sort of decent bounce in Amazon. Shop looking strong. For the most part, it's pretty much like the markets. It's not really doing too much. Facebook is pretty dead right now. Had that earnings run and it's just kind of died out since that point. Definitely have to see. There is Roku earnings on Wednesday. I want to see how that does. It might liven some of these back up. Apple has been kind of a beast. It's starting to get strength back in it. Had a nice pump today and then kind of trading flat, but looks like a bull flag. So we'll see what happens with Apple tomorrow. As long as some of these big stock names or growth stocks will start pushing back up, your Apple and your Amazon start pushing, it will definitely help the market. Google start pushing up. It will help the market on that side. Moderna is absolutely crazy. I think some news came out with Biden today, the Biden administration. I think this is why we had this huge pump. There's also talk about a split as well. So MRNA kind of really ran today. CMG, the food stocks have been doing actually really good during this whole thing. Slow and steady. This thing doesn't move fast. I think SQ kind of just died off today. We'll see if this bounces back tomorrow. But a lot of the banks and everything were dying this morning. Banks are probably actually rebounding. Yeah, everything rebounded today. But even BA, I think, started selling. A lot of travel got hit really hard this morning. Travel and leisure got hit hard. And then you have, I know China came out with essentially the war against video games this morning too. So that dropped a lot of gaming companies as well this morning. And then AMD's been on a massive tear the past couple of days as well. It'd be interesting to see what happens with that. But that's pretty much where we're at and where we're going. Again, I don't have any things to watch. Always, in my mind, always watch the FANGs and see what's going on with them. Always keep your eye on Apple. Always keep your eye on Tesla, Amazon, see where they're going. Not saying you have to trade them, but you kind of want to get a sentiment of where the market's at. Because if anything is changing dramatically and quickly, those stocks will be hit first. And then you can definitely determine which direction we're going from that point. But that is pretty much what I got for you guys. And again, remember to manage risk. I am all cash. I've been doing intraday trades. Played Amazon and I played Snow today. I did play a little bit of SHOT today. I took a little bit of a hit on SHOT, but I made that up with Amazon today. Well on the green today. And that's pretty much what I got. So remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you already did so. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.